This is the story of Edinson Cavani, El Matador. Born in Salto just 3 weeks after fellow Uruguay striker Luis Suarez in the very same city, Cavani started his career at Danubio, where Diego Forlan spent time in the youth ranks.
I was knowing about him before that anybody else. If things go the way they should go, he was going to become a really good player.
But it would only be later when he would really start to make waves.
South American Under-20 Championships in Paraguay at the start of 2007. I was there watching him and I was bowled over. I wrote about him at the time. And there's an expression that I didn't use and I regret it to this day. Box-to-box striker. What I couldn't believe is the amount of work that he was getting through. His work rate was exceptional, as well as the fact that he was the tournament top goal scorer.
His performances earned him a move to Palermo in Serie A.
Cavani was a complete unknown when he arrived in Palermo, but that was how Palermo did things.
Although he earned the nickname El Matador at Palermo, it wasn't until he arrived at Napoli where he showed his opponents no mercy.
Cavani, goal!
Napoli took a punt on him, and his rise from then on was astronomical. He re-established Napoli as a force again in Italian football. He took them to another level. He gave the city the belief that they could challenge for titles again. He broke the club's single-season scoring record, which has stood for 78 years. The pizzerias in Naples were naming pizzas after him in the style of the Matador hat.
His goals got the attention of clubs across Europe, but it was in Paris where he would write his next chapter.
He is a warrior, he's a worker, and he's a goal scorer. He lives for that.
Cavani proved prolific in France, going on to become PSG's record goal scorer with 200 goals. But despite being in a team full of superstars, he kept his feet firmly on the ground.
He's a very humble man. I connected with him as a person a lot.
I don't think he's been interested in growing a brand for himself. How does Cavani spend his off-season? He isn't going to LA, he's not going to Ibiza, he's going back to the countryside in Uruguay where he ends up threshing like Poldark.
Cavani left PSG after 7 years last summer, eventually signing for Manchester United on deadline day. Since then, he's shown no signs of slowing down.
People like to see numbers, so see how much he runs every game. He normally is always in the top 3, and he's a striker.
He's like a very big example for all of us. See him doing some run, doing some pressing and stuff like that, just push me to do it too,
Movement, timing, staying in the game. How many times haven't we seen him sprint back 30, 40, 50 yards and make a tackle?
Wherever he's been, El Matador has left his mark.
More than 50 goals for Uruguay. That's been sweated for and earned.
You will always get from Eddie 100%.
Even though he's a number 9 and lives for goals, he's a team player.
And his story isn't over yet.